Huh? It says I'm offline. But I'm not. Oh, okay, there we are. We're connected. Alright, yeah. I deleted the VOD, but I accidentally loaded the wrong save and then overwrote the save I was trying to load, but by some insane stroke of the stars aligning, I had a cloud save, like a downloaded cloud save backup of my previous session. And that only happened because GOG said, "Oh, we couldn't update your system. Please download it from our website." So I was like, "Oh fuck! Well, if I'm gonna do this, let me just get a backup of my saves before if something goes bad." I never ended up doing that, but I still had the backup, and it came in clutch just right now. That's crazy. That's like, I don't know. Well, let's get into it. Uh-oh. The portions are thrown off. Okay. Okay. Onaway's with us too. Are they gone? Is this like a flashback of when we were in the hospital? Sarika was sitting with her legs crossed on the cold floor, looking up at me. I put my ear up to the door and tried to see if there was anyone outside.
大丈夫。誰もいない。
It's safe. There's no one there.
じゃあもう諦めていこうよ。さすがにお尻が限界。
Then let's give up and go home. My butt's starting to hurt.
一石舞踏家。数年前のニュースだったと思うんだけど、トイレの鍵が壊れて2日間くらい閉じ込められた人がいて。
How about I give you a little lecture? A few years ago, I saw this. I think it was on the news. There's a guy who was in the bathroom, the lock broke, and he got stuck inside for 2 days.
救出された時に閉じ込められてどうでしたかって聞かれて、こう答えたんだ。トイレがあってよかったって。
When they saved him, they asked him what it was like to be locked in a room for 2 days, and he said, "I'm glad there was a toilet." I mean, I guess that's water. You're not gonna die of thirst. It ain't. It's a little gross, but you do what you gotta do.
私たちは2人だからトイレできないじゃん。
There's 2 of us in here, so I can't go to the bathroom. Grr. Damn it, she's right for once. But she had a point. I was reaching my mental limits too. It was past 10 now, which means we spent more than 2 hours locked inside the bathroom. Oh, are we, I assume this is not in the past. I think this is present. I think we're waiting for a crime scene to happen. Potentially. We're on the 5th floor of H Tokyo General Hospital in the women's toilet near the lobby. Oh, so we're... Right, we went to H Tokyo General Hospital because we had the news that someone would be there, the creator of the stickers. We learned in the club room this morning that the creator of the stickers was here. Damn, they had the courtesy to refresh me. Sarika and I had come to the hospital right after that. Each floor of the hospital had different sections, and each section had its own lobby, so we were able to go around each floor and gather information by talking to the people there. Well, it was mostly Sarika who did the talking. And then we'd heard that there was someone in the private room in the back of the 5th floor who drew a lot of creepy pictures. I got excited. The person drawing the pictures might know something, but there was a problem. Namely, the ward they were staying in. We couldn't find the room. There were 2 wards on the 5th floor. The first was the gastroenterological ward. I think that's how you pronounce it. Straight down the hall from the lobby. But to get to the place where we wanted to go, you had to take a right from the lobby and go to the psych ward. To meet with the patients in the psych ward, you need permission from the patient and the hospital. If you weren't there to meet someone, you weren't even allowed to be in. While we're sitting in the lobby trying to come up with a plan, visiting hours of the psych ward ended. Then hours for the gastroenterological ward ended too, and we had no good excuse for being there any longer. You're in a cosmic church territory, and that's how we got where we were now. If I hadn't taken Sarka's advice and chosen to hide in the women's restroom, where the stalls were inevitably in use more often, someone would have gotten suspicious of us a long time ago. No, maybe they already were suspicious.
くそ、少しでも情報を得て帰りたかったのに。
Damn it, I wanted to get some more information before we left. When Ito saw the pair in the pictures at the club room, he proposed we start investigating them immediately. But I decided to temporarily leave that to him and visit the hospital. I didn't tell Ito where I was going or why. If he knew, I was putting a priority on verifying information on a homepage run by a crazy man with no sources even given, he'd make fun of me. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. That's why I want to find something. My phone suddenly started to vibrate.
クルス。
I frowned when I saw that name. Damn, at a time like this, too.
タク？
Taku? Meet Taku. You're not gonna answer it, Circa seemed to say silently. I decided to ignore the phone call.
いいの？
You're sure?
仕方ないだろう。きっと出たら面倒なことになる。
I don't exactly have a choice. I'm sure if I answered it, she'd just be annoying again. Whatever it was likely something I didn't want to hear, and I couldn't exactly hold a conversation right now. Uh-oh. That doesn't bode well. Someone's gonna come knocking on this door, or we're gonna open it and we're gonna see something immediately. 2 hours, huh? I didn't know being quiet and doing nothing for so long could be so tiring. Circa had her arms crossed over her knees. She looked upset. Was I imagining it, or had she been really fidgety over the last 10 minutes?
変なの？
It's weird.
まさかこの年でタクと一緒に女子トイレの個室に何時間もこもることになるなんて。
I never thought I'd be spending hours in a girl's bathroom stall with you at this age. Well, it's only weird if you make it weird.
そう言わずにもうちょっと付き合ってくれ。
Don't say anything like that. Just hang there a little longer.
いいけど。
I can if you want.
でもこれ以上粘っても意味ないと思う。
I don't think there's much of a point to this. Sarka sighed a little. I looked away from her. I was starting to fidget a little, maybe because we'd been talking about going to the bathroom.
ちょっと。ねえ、タク。とりあえず今日は諦めて出直そうよ。
Okay, let's go, Taku. We can come back tomorrow. Circa stood up and rubbed her butt a little.
お前は気にならないのかよ。
It doesn't bother you?
え？
この病院は
This was the hospital we'd snuck into a long time ago, looking for an urban legend called Ami-chan. Ami-chan, is that short for something? Is that like someone's last name from the previous game? I don't think so. In the end, we had to give up before we could figure it out. What if there was some connection between the sumo stickers and this hospital?
そりゃあ気になるよ。調べられるなら調べたい。
Sure, it bothers me. If we can find out something, I'd like to.
でもこうなっちゃったらさ、明日からちゃんと面会時間に通い詰めて入れるチャンスを待った方がよくない？
But don't you think it's a better idea to give up now than come back tomorrow during visiting hours and wait for another chance? So, I doubt. Okay, this is a change of topic regarding who Ami-chan is. I don't remember if that was mentioned in the previous game. I feel like it wasn't, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it was. I doubt Ami-chan is going to be Shogun, because Shogun was like on death's door, right? Like he expended so much of himself just to create Nishijo. So I doubt he had like anything left in the tank beyond that point. But there was one other character who was stored or who was taken to this same hospital, and it might be Ayase. I don't. Maybe? But I feel like why would Ayase create stickers with a that depicts like a temple and God, right? Like all of that falls under something Committee of 300 stuff. They're the ones who call themselves God. I don't know. I just don't see how the person who created the stickers wouldn't be in cahoots with the Committee of 300 if they opted for that design. But we know they're a gigalomaniac. I don't know, I guess we just had to keep going. Whatever. Meh.
それはまあ
Well, yeah.
今だったらこの回で見つかりさえしなければ普通に外に出られるでしょ？
If we leave now, as long as they don't catch us on this floor, we can just walk straight out, right? This place had an ER, so it was open at night, and people would be going in and out. As long as we could get to the first floor lobby safely, we'd be able to walk right out. Damn it, maybe we don't have a choice.
分かった。とりあえず
Fine, let's just... My phone vibrated again.
またか。
Again? Wait. I thought it was Caruso calling me again, but it wasn't. I checked once again that there was no one in the restroom and answered the phone.
もしもし
Hello?
おい、宮代。お前、今どこにいる？
Hey, Miyashiro, where are you right now? Yeah, come to think about it, after what Aramura said, I doubt any of these guys would want to leave Taku out of their sight for very long.
どうした
What's wrong?
副部長が事件を追うのはやめなさいってキレてるぞ。
The vice president wants us to stop chasing the case. She's pissed. The hell's this music? Seriously?
今、あなたたちは何してるんだって問い詰められた。てか、怒鳴られた。怖かった。
She asked me what you two were doing right now, or more like she screamed at me. It was scary.
お前まさか
You didn't. Yeah, Yuto said.
全部喋った。そしたら、設置した監視カメラを外しなさい。いや、私が今すぐ外しに行くっつって電話切られた。
I told her everything, and then she said I need to take down the camera. Then she changed her mind and said she was going to do it herself and hung up. You know, Aramura never said, "You're going to die, Taku, unless you drop the case." Like, there's no knowing that they'll actually do anything good for us. For all we know, our life is signed away already, just by being at that scene.
お前そこは耐えろよ
Why didn't you keep your mouth shut?
無理言うなよ。思わず副部長に敬語だったぞ、俺。
You know that's impossible, man. Sometimes you just gotta appease the vice president. Damn it. That coward. Well, I knew how you felt.
で、とりあえずお前のことは何か別に気になったことがあったみたいで、尾上と一緒にそれを調べてるみたいですって言っておいたから。
Anyway, I told her there was something else that you were interested in, and you'd gone with Onoe to look into it.
何してるか知らねえけど、副部長に殺される前に謝っとけよ。てか、電話に出てやれ。
I don't know what you're doing, but apologize before she kills you and answer the phone when she calls. He hung up before I could say anything. It was clear that he wanted to stay out of this. With nothing else to do, I put away my phone.
のんちゃん元気出たんだ。よかった。
So Nanchan's feeling better. Good. Sarika looked happy. She must have overheard the conversation.
いや、よかったじゃないよ。
No, it's not good.
でものんちゃんらしいよ。
But that's just like her. Sarika nodded to herself, satisfied. She really did look happy.
お前どっちの味方なんだ？
Whose side are you on?
タクだよ。タクだってのんちゃんが元気ないの嫌でしょ？
Yours, Taku. You don't want Nanchan to be sad, do you?
そりゃ、いや、いい。
Well, no. Never mind.
タク行くの？
So I assume, depending on my delusion, it would have changed what they said on the phone calls. Taku, we're leaving?
言っとくけど、諦めたわけじゃないからな。
Just so we're clear, I'm not giving up. I just didn't feel like I was going to find out anything more by staying here. I'll just come back tomorrow during visiting hours and dodge Kurusu somehow.
よし。
Okay. There was no one around. The nurse at the nurse's station was staring at her PC. Damn, she's still working? We crouched down, she couldn't see us. Is it... No, I think the nurse from the previous game... Did she ever die or kill herself or get arrested? I forget. Crouched down. I motioned to Sarika and quietly left the bathroom, heading for the lobby. We made it across and arrived in front of the elevator. I looked ahead and saw an automatic door with thick frosted glass. The psych ward lay beyond it. Next to it was a control terminal with an intercom. When visiting, you would say your name and have them unlock the door from the inside.
くそ。
Damn it. During visiting hours, I've been sitting in the lobby waiting for the automatic door to open. I tried to see if there was a way to sneak in alongside another visitor, but had run out of time before I'd gotten the chance.
タクしょうがないよ。出直そう。
Taku, there's nothing we can do. Let's come back later. I wonder if the automatic door will open from the inside. Because what if you go in because you follow someone and there's no way to get out and now you're trapped in cosmic church territory, no less. Circa must have noticed me staring at it because she motioned for me to leave. Yeah. She was right. If we use the elevator, they might notice the sound. We just had to take the stairs.
Huh?
タク
Circa stopped just before she reached the stairs.
いや、今。
Just now. I heard a beeping noise coming from the automatic door. Is someone coming out? I dragged Circa out onto the landing for the stairs. That was weird. I didn't hear any footsteps. Huh? It just opened for you? Oh, it's such a fucking trap, dude. Huh?
嘘。
No way. I took a look around the corner and saw that door open. The door's
な
open.
んで
Why? It's definitely open and there's no sign that anyone had come out. You can see deeper into the ward now that the frosted glass was out of the way. The hallway is dark and it was long past lights out. It's not October 10th. You're safe. Go in. Why? Why had it opened? Was it set to open automatically from the inside and someone had walked close enough to trip the sensor? I hadn't seen anyone pass by. Uh-oh, footsteps. I nodded back to Circa. She pointed down the stairs. Someone's coming up. What should we do? There's enough time for the elevator to get here. The lobby's out of the question. Should we go upstairs? Am I gonna have to make a decision? I'm gonna save. Lobby's out of the question. Should we go upstairs? Or will it be safe if we just walk downstairs and act like nothing's wrong? Do not do that. The dark hallway seemed to be beckoning to me. Or the dark hallway, I guess. There were no guards or nurses around it. I...
タクル。あなたも他の人と違わない。ただの高校生でしょ。
Takaru, you aren't any different from anyone else. You're just a teenage boy. Oh, his ego just got provoked and now he's gonna do something reckless. I grabbed Circa's hand. And now you're gonna take her with you. And right straight for the open door.
わかんないけどチャンスだ行こう
I don't know what's going on, but this is our chance. Let's go. And just like a rat to a KFC deep fryer. Sarah goes behind me, so I couldn't tell if she nodded or not. I'm gonna assume she didn't. I ran faster so I wouldn't have to hear my heart pounding a moment later. It shuts behind you. We're inside the psych ward. You sure we're running pretty loudly. Whoever you're trying to hide from definitely knows you're there now. Couldn't even bother to like... Anyways, as I listened to the door shut behind me, I moved up next to the wall and took a look around. It was too dark to see all the way to the end of the hallway, but there didn't seem to be anyone there. The green light at the emergency exit reflected off the floor, bathing us in dim light.
タク、手。
Taku, your hand. I realized I was still holding Serika's hand. I quickly let go and she turned her hand towards the wall.
これ。
Look. She was pointing at a simple map of the ward. It showed the nurse's station, the exam rooms, or probably the number for the patient's rooms.
確か絵描きって奥の個室に入院しているんだよな
The person who drew those pictures was in a private room in the far back, right? Oh my god. Okay, so you know that scene where CoZ was revealed to be a committee of 300 dog, and she was putting out information onto the internet just to fool people? I mean, that has to be what's going on right now, right? Like, Committee 300 said, the guy who made the stickers is in this psych ward. Yeah. Come and get it. Do I really need to explain any more than that? I feel like you get the idea. The person drew his pictures... Okay. Circa nodded. But the map didn't say if the rooms were singles or not. What, you think they're gonna... Well, actually, I've never seen the inside of a psych ward, believe it or not. I know. But, still. Would they put two crazy people... Oh, I'm gonna say that. Would they put two mentally impaired people in the same room? I guess it depends on what they have, right? Look at the doors in front of me. They're plates with what looked like two patient names. These rooms were doubles, which meant that any room with the same layout was also probably a double. I looked back at the map. Where were the private rooms?
あった。ここら辺だ。くそ、やっぱり奥の方だな。
I found them right here. Damn, they really are in the back.
あっち？
That way? Circuit point further down the hall. Circuit behind me, I turned aside and started to walk as quietly as I could. That weird scent unique to hospitals was stinging my nose. I was used to it, but it was still a little creepy. It was too quiet. If this really is a psych ward, then I figured I'd hear some crazy screaming or something.
いや、偏見か。いくら閉鎖病棟とはいえ、大半は高齢の認知症の人たちだろうし。
No, that's just prejudice. Even if it's a sealed ward, most of the patients here are probably just old people with Alzheimer's. I'm assuming sealed ward is like noise dampened. Sealed ward, a hospital ward usually for mental patients with a locked entrance as well as heavily restricted access and visiting rules. In the broader sense, a sealed ward refers to any hospital ward that cannot be accessed without permission from staff, not just a mental ward. I see. You wouldn't expect the patients to be screaming 24 hours a day, especially after lights out. But what's with the air here? No, it doesn't matter. It's just another dim hallway. I'm not going to the scene of a crime this time.
Huh?
Come to think of it. When I first went inside the Love Hotel, I tried to get past the door, then almost gave up. I turned around and saw the empty hallway stretching out before me, past a confused Erica. The automatic doors on the other side of the corner.
あの時も鍵が勝手に。
The door opened on its own then, too. Which means you're also gonna get locked in again. That's right, the door to the hotel opened on its own, just like the automatic door here. The police told me I was mistaken, but maybe it really was. Do you think the door opened on its own because the bad guys wanted him to go in, or that was an effect of, like, Taku's gigolomania? Again, I feel like it's safe to assume he is a gigolomaniac. If you can do a delusion trigger, then that's what's going on.
タク、どうしたの？
Taku, what's wrong?
いや、
Nothing. I realized I'd stopped moving. Crap, is that a nurse?
こっち。
This way. Are we in a bathroom? A closet?
ああ、松下さん、点滴逆血してたよ。
Oh, there was blood in Matsushita-san's IV. I thought the nurse was going to stop right in front of the closet and then start talking to us.
え、またですか？外しちゃってました？
What? Again? Did it come out?
それがね。
Well, you see, I could hear what sounded like two nurses in the hallway. Damn, they're working late as fuck hours. Sorry about that.
バレちゃった？
Did they find us?
いや、
No. Listen carefully. They seem to be talking about a patient. Matsushita. Apparently. Good, they haven't found us. We'd have to stay here until they left.
タク、そういえばさ。
Hey, Taku. Actually, well, if you keep talking, they're definitely gonna notice us.
昔忍び込んだ時ってどこに行ったか覚えてる？
When we snuck in last time, do you remember where we went? I took my ear off the door.
そりゃ覚えて。いや、具体的にどこか覚えてないな。
Of course I remember. No, actually, I don't remember where exactly. I try to think back to what I'd seen so many times in the dream. It was 8 or 9 years ago now. At the time, I was still in elementary school.
でもこの病棟じゃなかったとは思う。
But I don't think it was the psych ward. I couldn't remember how we got in exactly, but I didn't remember sneaking in through an automatic door. And
あれは精神科に見られるような治療じゃなかった。
that wasn't the kind of treatment you'd see in a psych ward. Actually, I don't think you could even call that treatment, whatever it was.
どうした？
What's wrong? I was about to ask before I saw her face and realized what was wrong.
大丈夫か？
Are you okay?
大丈夫だよ。
Yeah, I'm okay. She clearly wasn't okay. Did you remember what happened before? Kind of think of it, actually. She tried to act strong and failed last time, too.
大したことじゃない。絵描きの情報を確かめて帰る。それだけだろ。
We're not doing anything big here. We just get information from the artist and go home. That's all. The nurses must have finished talking because I could hear the footsteps getting further away.
よし。
That was loud. Please don't say okay that loud again. Circa slapped her cheeks with her hands to try and snap herself out of it.
行こう。タク。
Let's go, Taku.
あ、
Yeah. When we got to the room, the dim light of the emergency exit lamp was shining down on it.
ここ？
Here? I nodded. It was probably the place. It was a private room in the back, and there was no nameplates on the other private rooms we'd passed.
開けるぞ。
I'm opening the door. There's no time to hesitate. I could run to a nurse at any moment. I looked to the left and right and checked that there were no one there before opening the door. It was a dark room with no lights. There was enough light to see my hands, but not my feet. Hmm.
誰もいない。
Is there no one here? The bed against the wall was empty. The blanket was rolled up. Circa looked over to what I saw. I mean, that would explain why there's no nameplate if there's no one here. Is this not the place?
他の部屋を探してみるか。
Maybe I'll check the other rooms. I tried to leave when Circa grabbed my arm.
なんだよ。
What?
タク。あれ？
Taku, look.
え？
Look up. Circa pointed at the back wall of the room. Her hand was shaking a little. Is it someone in a wheelchair? It was too dark to see. I softly crept forward to get a better look. Damn, I didn't know Onoe had dark vision. Secretly a goblin? Oh.
なんだこれ。
What is this? Well, I think it's fair to say this is probably the right room then. The whole wall. The whole wall was covered with drawings of the sumo sticker and what looked like red paint.
気持ち悪い。
I feel sick. Circa grabbed onto my arm. The warmth reminded me that I wasn't alone. That made me feel just a little better. If I'd seen this alone, I might have screamed and gone crazy.
この匂いは。
What's this smell? I noticed that there was an unpleasant scent coming from the red paint on the wall. Is it red paint? I took another step forward. Don't tell me it's like fucking Heinz ketchup. I would actually scream. And then I realized. I put my hand over my mouth to stifle a scream. And then another hand over Serica's mouth to stop her from screaming too.
どうしたの？
What's wrong? Circa ripped my hand away from her mouth and clung to me tighter.
これ絵の具じゃない。
This isn't paint.
血だ。
It's blood! This strange smell, like rust, was the same thing I smelled at the Love Hotel during the revolving dead incident. Who drew these? Who would draw something like this in blood? I imagine someone locked in a dim room endlessly drawing paintings in blood on a blank wall, and a shiver went down my spine. I get goosebumps all over my body.
やばい
This place is dangerous. There's something very wrong with this room.
何してるの？
Taku, what are you doing? Huh? I suddenly realized I was holding a smartphone in my trembling hand. Without even realizing, I'd pushed the record button and started filming the drawings on the wall. Honestly, that's pretty good instincts, pretty good muscle memory. You should be recording this stuff.
違うこんなことしてる場合じゃ
No, this isn't the time for this. Why not?
行こうよ。
Let's go, okay? I don't know why I did it. Like, her voice like that. Anyway, Sir could try to drag me back. Yeah. But my body wouldn't move. I knew it was dangerous to stay here, but I couldn't move. Circa was saying something behind me, but while I could hear his sounds, I couldn't understand what they meant. The door's locked? And then? I heard a sound from somewhere in the dark room. It was the sound of someone scratching something. I doubt they're gonna do a new gen killing inside this isolated fucking place, right? Because like the whole point is for the news to find it and spread it and propagate it. Not really sure what's going on here. It was the sound of something scratching something. I gulped. And my body froze up even more.
今どこかで音が
I heard a sound somewhere.
誰だよ
Who's there? Someone's in here with us. Someone's in this room. In the darkness, I could hear the sound of something hard being scratched again. But the sound bounced off the walls of the square room and I couldn't tell where it was coming from. I desperately searched around the room, eyes cloudy with terror. Oh? That's not Aramura, is it? How long have they been there? The girl was crouching on the floor, alone with her back to us. She was right next to the bloody sumos, a hand wrapped around her knees. She was staring at her feet. She was staring at a drawing of a sumo sticker. It was too dark to tell for sure, but I thought I saw something dripping off her finger. Probably blood, her own blood. That was blood. She cut her finger to draw that. That's gross. She's gonna get an infection. She was drawing those pictures.
Huh?
I couldn't speak, my throat wouldn't work. I had questions to ask her. Who are you? Did you draw the stickers that are all over town? Why would you draw the... Why are you drawing those? I just couldn't speak. The strange sight before me filled me with an indescribable terror. Do you think that maybe... because in the previous game it was Nishijo who was the delusional creation. What if in this game it's Aramura who's the delusional creation, and this is her real self that's locked in the ward? Kind of like Shogun was. I was overcome with the idea that if I talked to her now, and she turned, she would transform to something else and attack me. I heard my name and turned towards Serica. Her hand was clutching my arm tightly.
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
おの
Oh, no way.
急に怖い声出して何かあったの？
Why do you sound so scared?
何かってお前あれ
Why? Can't you see? Shaking, I pointed at the girl on the floor. But... turned around. There was no one there. I was standing in the middle of a hospital room, shaking, staring at the drawings of sumo sticker design on the wall. My hand had numbly lowered, and my smartphone was recording only my crotch.
大丈夫？
Are you okay? Circa looked at me worried.
あの女の子は
What happened to that girl?
女の子って何？
Girl? What are you talking about?
今そこにいただろ
She was just there, right? But there was no one in the direction I was pointing. Just eerie pictures and empty room.
やだ、怖いこと言わないでよ。
Oh no, don't scare me like that.
じゃあ今のはただの妄想
Then that was just a delusion? Or maybe whoever had drawn the bloody pictures on the wall was already dead, and you're talking to its ghost? Some trace of their spirit is bound into those paintings and trapped inside the room. No way, it's too paranormal for me. It was impossible. What if, the girl you just saw as a gigglomaniac should use mutual recognition to make herself invisible or something? But I couldn't get the image of the crouching girl I thought I'd seen out of my mind.
おのえ行こうここは多分良くない
Oh no, wait, let's go. This probably isn't a good place. Yeah. Took surfacing and slowly started to walk backward. I felt like if I made a sound, all of the eyes of the sumos drawn on the wall would open and stare at me. I made it back to the door and jumped down to the hallway. That was scary.
ちょっと来て、そっちはいいから。
Come here, you can do that later.
先生にも連絡を。何かあったかもしれません。
Call the doctor too, something might have happened. I could hear frantic voices down the hallway.
まずい
Oh no. The hospital staff must have heard my scream. They probably thought something had happened to a patient. They were going to find us. A door unlocked for you? Did I just hear a sound from the emergency exit?
タク、ここ開いてるよ。
Taku, here, it's open. So I grabbed the door handle, shouting at me in a hushed voice.
Huh?
Hurry.
ああ
Yeah.
どう？そっちは？
Well, did you find
異常な
anything?
しです。何があったんでしょう？
Everything's normal. What do you think happened? I could faintly hear the voices of the nurses running back and forth across the hallway. Evidently, they hadn't found us.
助かったね。
We're saved, right? I could hear Sarika breathe a sigh of relief in the darkness. Yeah. I used the light from my phone to look around. We were on the landing of a staircase. These are probably the emergency stairs.
降りられそうだね。
We can probably get down from here. Sarika looked down, illuminating the stairs with her own phone.
なんで
Why?
なんで開いてたんだ
Why was it open?
非常口だからでしょ？
Because it's the emergency exit, right?
でも閉鎖病棟だぞ
This is a sealed ward, right? If they're keeping the automatic doors locked, there's no way they wouldn't lock the emergency exit.
きっと閉め忘れだ。
They probably forgot to lock it. Did they? Could we really get that lucky? I was sure I'd heard a sound.
タク、それより今はここから出ないと。
Taku, forget that. We need to get out of here. Sarika pointed down the stairs.
そうだな
Yeah, you're right. I used the light from my phone to look at the knob of this emergency door. Good, it was the type that opened from the inside. The other doors probably were too.
下へ降りて出口を探そう。
Let's go down and look for an exit.
オッケー。タク、さっきの壁の絵。
I talk you those pictures on the wall. Circo's probably thinking the same thing I was. Was that where the crater of the sumo stickers was kept? Or someone had something to do with the case? In the end, I had no answer. There's a whole wall of sumo sticker images drawn in someone's blood. That was the only information we had. Sarika seemed to understand that as well, because she didn't ask any more questions. We heard what the nurses said. They said Matsushita had blood in her IV again. So... maybe she used delusions to turn her IV into blood, and then she used that to draw? She didn't actually cut her finger? Who knows? And I guess that girl is Matsushita, even though it doesn't really... even though she kind of looks like Aramura from behind.
Yoshi, 開いた。
Good, it opened. Unlocked the door and quietly opened it. Then peered down the hallway beyond. Oh, that little girl was the one we saw. Because she had a singular, like, I don't know what you call it, singular ponytail. What? We ran into them? I ducked without even thinking. I placed my hand on the open door to support myself, then quickly yanked my body back inside towards the stairs. Why?
なんであの二人がここにいる
What are those two doing here? There's no mistaking it. Those were the two that Ito had noticed in the club room this morning. What? When did that happen? When did Ito notice these two in the club room this morning? Do I have amnesia? Circus stuck her head out just a little and saw them too. Club room as in like the newspaper club room, right? She dropped down. Talk. Put my hand over her mouth before she could finish. I know, so don't make any noise. Why are they here? Is there some connection between them and the sumo stickers after all? I could hear footsteps. Theirs. I couldn't move. They'd hear me. I froze and concentrated on what I was hearing. Good. They were heading further away. You didn't put your phone on fucking mute? Are you stupid? Shit. Oh. Oh no. Not good. Not good. This is not good. Holy fuck, this guy's a dumbass. They were getting closer. Who are those two? What are they doing here?
やばいよ。
This is bad. Maybe.
もしかして事件の犯人は
Maybe the killers found this case are.
取り返しのつかないことになる可能性だってあるの。
Something really bad could happen to you. Are they going to kill us? For a moment I felt incredibly cold, like my whole life had gotten smaller. The hand I was holding against the door was slippery with sweat. My heart was pounding loudly and hurt to breathe. No, no. Suddenly my frozen body was yanked upward. I stumbled and tripped, then was yanked again.
こっち
This way. Thank God for Onaway actually doing something and not being a fucking lord. Just Erica kicked open some kind of door and dragged me through. I saw them pick up my phone.
もう大丈夫かな
We're okay now, I think. God, this guy actually came on a stealth mission and didn't mute his phone. Holy hell. And he even got called twice and didn't think, oh, maybe I should mute my fucking phone. Oh my lord.
少し休もう
Oh, that means those two are gonna answer the phone instead of who called. Ooh, I wonder how that interaction's gonna work out. Let's rest a little. I clasped right into the ground. Tried to catch my breath, but it wasn't working. Oh my god, not only are you stupid, you're also fucking unathletic. Oh my lord, this guy's irritating the fuck out of me. My legs were shaking from exhaustion. You didn't even walk that much. My hands were shaking from the still lingering terror.
大丈夫だよ追ってきてはないみたいだから
It's okay. They aren't following us, I think. Why do I feel like I recognize this particular scene from somewhere? Is this in Chaos at Noah? I think so, right? They're under a bridge, but like it was a different one. It wasn't connected to the Shibuya, not Shibuya, the AH General Tokyo Hospital. It was all I could do to muster a feeble nod. I had no idea why, but my hands shaking made me really mad. I slammed them into the asphalt. Damn it. How? What were they doing there? And now they have my smartphone with all its data.
やっぱりきっと歴史シールと関係あるんだよあの二人
I think they have something to do with the sumo stickers. Yeah. It couldn't be a coincidence.
あれ着信あったんだしんちゃん
Hey, I got a call. Shin-chan.
もしもし尾上ですどうしたのうん
Oh, so Shin-chan was the one who called. Hello, it's on the way. What's wrong? Yeah. Yeah.
よし
Okay. My breathing had calmed down. I need to get my thoughts in order. My phone has a lock on it. They won't be able to do anything with it immediately. They can still call the person who called you. Well, they still answer the call, rather. It's clear that Sumo Stickers involved somehow, not to mention...
まだ事件が起こっていないのに壁一面に貼られた歴史シールが引っかかるな
That wall filled with Sumo Stickers where nothing's happened yet bothers me. Come to think of it, Kurusu said she was going to take down the security camera. So, if all their stickers are there, does that mean a crime scene is going to happen there? What happened with that? Uh-oh, is she going to get murdered on her way to take down the security camera?
タク
What? Shin-chan is dead. Circa turned around, moving very slowly.
どうした
Oh, not Shinchama, Karusu. What's wrong? What did that expression mean? Circa looked away from me for a moment and then back as if afraid of something painful.
のんちゃんが刺された。
Noenchan was stabbed. Can these guys go anywhere without fucking... Oh my god, it's so fucking annoying. Ugh. Like, okay, I know it probably doesn't annoy you guys as much as it annoys me. But oh my lord.
タクル兄ちゃん。
Big bro.
来るさあ
Where's Kurisu? Yui pointed towards the exam room in the back with a pain expression on her face. Damn it. This can't be happening. What? Genson?
なんでいや来るぜ来るぞ
Wait, no, forget that. Kurisu. Where's Kurisu? Don't tell me Genson accidentally, quote unquote, stabbed Kurisu somehow. Fell on her with a knife.
静かにしなさい。
Be quiet.
一応病院なんだから。
This is a hospital, remember? Is she okay?
タクル。
何
What?
靴脱ぎなさい。
Take off your shoes.
ごめん
Oh, sorry. I forgot to take them off when I came in, so I quickly yanked them off with my feet.
僕
何？
What?
いやその
No, I can see a bandage for the gaps in her pajamas.
ああ、これ？
In her pajamas? So, like, was it cut near, like, the femoral artery or something? Because that could have been bad. Or did she get stabbed in, like, the calf? Kurusu lifted up her shirt just a little, show me her stomach. It was wrapped in a thick bandage. Oh, pajamas as in nightwear in general. Okay.
13針。大したことない。
13 stitches. It's nothing bad.
Oh.
What the fuck is he doing here?
お前
You! Oh my god. Okay, like, I know guys aren't like this in real life, but why, in so much fiction, are guys just so fucking stupid? Like, do you think Noenchan wants to see his brother get punched in the face by this annoying motherfucker? This annoying motherfucker is probably gonna try and explain how it's Takaru's fault that she got stabbed. Instead of, you know, the person that stabbed her. My lord. I felt dull pain in my face. I fell to the ground, but then he grabbed me by the shirt and lifted me back up.
ざけんなよお前何してんだよ
What the hell do you think you're doing, asshole? What the hell do you think you're doing? Who the fuck are you? Like, I know you're the VP, but seriously, why are you here?
ちょっと川原くん。
Why are you disciplining her family members? Stop it, Kawahara-kun.
探偵ごっこがなんか知らねえけど余計なことしてるからこんなことになんだろうが
I don't know if you think you're Sherlock Holmes or something. This happened because you decided to do something stupid. Putting up a camera is stupid? That putting up a camera is why you deserve to get stabbed? Oh my lord. Victim blamey bullshit.
死んでてもおかしくなかったんだぞ。
She could have died, you know.
川原くん。
Pushed me away violently, my face stung from the punch.
おう、青少年。世のビールはこれか。
Hey, young man. Is this my beer?
はい。他にもいろいろ入っているそうです。
Yes, supposedly there's a lot of other stuff in it too. What, did Gensong get drugged and then stabbed Kurusu?
すまないな。
Oh, oh, thanks.
ゲンさん、ありがとうございました。川原くん、それゲンさんの家まで運ぶのを手伝ってもらえる？
Gensan, thank you. Koharu-kun, can you help him carry it to his house?
いや、でも。
No, but
お願い。
please.
わかったよ。
Fine.
あの。
Koharu-kun glared at me for a minute, then picked up the cardboard box and left.
おう、タク。
Oh, Taku.
ケンさん、なんで。
Gensan, why?
まあ、
Oh.
いろいろだな。
Oh, well, you know.
おう、嬢ちゃん。養生しろよ。
Take care, Missy.
はい。ゲンさんも。
I will. You too, Gensan.
相変わらずひょうひょうとしてる人ね。
He's always so easygoing, isn't he?
どうして。いや、じゃなくて。
Why? I mean, no.
その、何があったんだ。大丈夫なのか。
What happened? Are you okay? Kurusu's hand slowly stretched down to the wound on her stomach.
助けられたの。通りかかったゲンさんに刺したやつを取り押さえてくれた。
Gensan happened to be passing by and he saved me. He caught the person who stabbed me.
あなたが仕掛けたカメラ、正確には伊藤くん？
That camera you planted? Or I guess it was Ito-kun, actually.
それは。
That's...
まあいいね。とにかくカメラを外している時に妙なやつに声をかけられたの。
It doesn't matter. When I was taking down the camera, that strange person started talking to me.
聖なる結界の場所でどうしたこうした意味がわからなかったけど。
They said something about the place of a holy barrier. I didn't understand what they meant. I assume AH General Tokyo Hospital is the place of a holy barrier, and that holy barrier is a gigalomaniac.
それでいきなり詰め寄られて。
And they got really close to me all of a sudden. And stabbed her.
まったくどこで売ってるのかしらね、ああいうナイフって。
Yeah, sheesh. I wonder where they even sell knives like that. Her voice was far more cheerful than I expected it to be. For some reason, that made everything suddenly seem real. Kurusu had really been stabbed.
それでどうなったんだよ。
And then what happened?
殴って逃げたに決まってるでしょ。そこにゲンさんが通りかかって取り押さえて、で110番。
I hit them and ran away, of course. Gensan happened to be passing by, and he caught them. Then we called 110.
タクル？
傷は大丈夫なのか。
Is your wound okay?
脇腹を軽く削ぐような傷だから内臓は無事。大丈夫。
I just grazed the side of my stomach a little. My organs are all fine. I'm okay.
おや、宮代くん。
Wakui? Shuichi? Huh. Oh, Miyashiro-kun.
来てたのか。久しぶりだな。
You're here. It's been a while. It's been a while? You guys have met before? Dude, this is the most... These are two most villainous looking ass people ever. This guy... Oh my god. This guy looks like he's gonna start yapping about like... I don't know if I should say it. Fuck it. It's my YouTube channel. This guy looks like he's gonna start yapping about like the Aryan race or whatever. And this guy is like Dr. Mengele or whatever. Like you can just see it. Dude, look at that smug fucking look. Oh my god. Dude, my god. Yeah.
お、玄ちゃんと川原少年はどうした？
Where are Genshin and young Kawahara?
帰ってもらったの。
I had them leave.
例のお土産は？
And that gift?
渡しました。川原くんに頼んだから。
I gave it to him. I had Kawahara-kun carry it. Do you think it's possibly not a coincidence that this guy adopted Kurusu and Miyashiro? He was like, I need to monitor them. I need to induce Chaos Child Syndrome. I need to awaken them. And the Wakui is like the other Committee 300 plant who's just like, I need to monitor their club activities. I see, Dad said as he scratched his head. Why does he look so distressed by that? It really had been a while since I'd last seen Dad's face, not since I left the dorm. True.
佐久間さん、私はこれで。
Sakuma-san, I'll be on my way.
ああ、そうでしたね。この度は、ノがすいませんでした。
That's right. I'm sorry for the trouble Nono caused.
いいえ、クルス君にはいつもお世話になっているので。じゃあ、クルス君、お大事にね。
No worries, Kurusu-kun is always a big help to us. Bye, Kurusu-kun. Take care.
ありがとうございます。ご迷惑おかけしました。
Thank you. I'm sorry for the trouble.
そうだ。宮代君もいるならちょうどいいか。
Alright, if you're here too, Miyashiro-kun, this is good timing. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? The teacher turned around and scratched his head the same way Dad did.
ちょっと言いづらいんだけど、それにまあ君たちが完全に悪いってわけでもないんだけど。
Ooh, that's a strange detail to include. The teacher turned around and scratched his head the same way Dad did. Why? Just coincidence? Could have left that out because he scratched his head. It's a little hard to tell you. It's not entirely your fault, but...
おそらく新聞部は活動を自粛してもらうことになると思う。こんなことが起きちゃった以上は。
The newspaper club is probably going to have to be shut down now. Is there any evidence that us putting up the camera was actually related to club activities? I gave a weak nod. Didn't seem like there was anything I could do about it.
まあね、これもいい教訓だと思って。いや、失礼かな。つまりね。
I don't like this guy's fucking expressions. This guy is so obviously, like, hiding a severely unhinged side to himself. I could imagine him just, like, putting on the meanest fucking grin and being like, Haha, you guys all fell for my trap. You thought I was just Mr. Wacky, but I will become the god of this new world or something, bro. Well, you know, just think of it as a good lesson. Oh, maybe that's rude. In other words,
先生
Mr. Wackawee,
はい
right?
お疲れ様でした
Thank you. Kirsten made a motion to shoo him away.
はい
I mean, do we even really need the newspaper club to do this stuff? Like with the robotics club, right? Like you need funding. You need the access to the Robo 1 funds. You need a workshop to build your robot in. You kind of need a club to like get sponsorships and stuff, but this? It's like you don't need a club. You could just do this on a fucking like whatchamacallit? Like a fucking Discord server. It doesn't fucking matter. Chris has suddenly sighed.
あー疲れた
I'm tired.
お前教師からも怖がられてんのか。
Even the teachers are afraid of you?
違いますあの先生はいつもあんな感じなの父さんやっぱり上で休む
No, he's always like that, Dad. I'm gonna rest upstairs after all.
大丈夫か？明日の診察までは寝てていいぞ。
Are you okay? You can stay here until we open tomorrow.
痛み少しだけど引いてきたから自分のベッドの方が楽
The pain's not as bad now. I feel better in my own bed.
ん？運ばれた病院で薬何もらったんだ？
Oh? What did they give you at the hospital when they brought you in?
ファロとロキ少し多めに飲んだのあげませんからね
Faro, Penem, and Loxaprofen. I took a little more than a typical dose. You can't have any, okay?
バカか。たく。
I'm not
もし熱が出たらすぐ言えよ。
I'm not stealing your medicine. Sheesh. Tell me right away if you get a fever. Kurusu slowly got up. I know she was pushing herself with her hands to avoid putting pressure on her stomach.
クルスごめん僕が
Kurusu, I'm sorry.
タクルあなた今日泊まっていきなさい
Tucker, stay here tonight. I knew her wounds had to hurt, but she was acting completely normal. That made me just feel... That just made me feel even more depressed. I said yes in a voice so small even I could barely hear it.
大丈夫よそんなにじっと見てなくても
I'm fine. Don't stare at me like that.
あいや
No. Kurusu slowly lay down in her bed. I told her I would help her get up to the 3rd floor, but she said it would just make it harder for her to walk. At least I could bring the blanket all the way up to her shoulders.
ありがとうやっぱり違和感あるわね
Thank you, Takaru. This feels really strange, you know?
看病される側って慣れてないのあちゃんと冷やしときなさいよ
I'm not used to being the one someone else is taking care of. Make sure you put some ice on that. Kurusu pointed to my cheek. She must have been talking about where Kawahara-kun hit me.
こんな時まで他人の心配するなよ
I shouldn't be worrying about other people right now. It was my fault that this had happened.
あなたね言っておくけど
Listen, Takaru, I want to make sure you know. Ursa tried to raise her head up, but her wound must have hurt her because she grimaced and laid back down.
"あなたのせいじゃないからね。刺されたのはあくまで私の責任。
This isn't your fault. I'm the only one responsible. It's my fault I got stabbed.
でも僕がカメラなんて仕掛けなければ。
But if I hadn't put up that camera...
それは確かに褒められたことじゃないけど、でも予想できたことじゃないでしょ。
That certainly wasn't a very good idea. This wasn't something you could have predicted, was it? That was true, but...
ああ、カメラ返しておく。ユイがその辺に置いてくれてない？
Oh, you can have the camera back. Did Yui put it around somewhere? Looked around the room and saw there was a paper bag on the desk. The camera I had Ito set up was inside. There was some damage on a corner. Must have been dropped when she was stabbed.
どんなやつだったんだよその犯人。
What was the guy stabbed you like?
暗くてよく見えなかったけど、2、30歳くらいの男。ごめん、電気消してくれる？仰向けに寝てると眩しい。
It was too dark to see well, but I think it was a man in his 20s or 30s. Sorry, but can you turn off the lights? It's really bright when I'm lying face up like this.
ああ
I turned off the lights. Chris sighed to calm herself down. Why the music
ゲンさ
change?
んに取り押さえられて、警官が来るまでわめき散らしてた。
After Genson caught him, he was screaming until the police got there.
俺のネットの継承に気づかないお前たちごときがとか、犠牲者の聖なる使いの俺に触れるなとかね。
You fools didn't notice the alarm I sounded on the internet. I'm the holy messenger of the victim, so don't touch me. That kind of stuff.
Huh?
I suddenly realized that reminded me of something. It was the same with that stuff about the barrier. About a barrier that Kurusu was saying downstairs. Could he be?
あのページの管理人。
The guy who made that page?
詳しくは明日警察の人が来ていくつか聞くことがあるって言ってたから、その時わかるとは思うけど。
Someone from the police is supposed to come and ask me questions tomorrow. I think I'll learn the details later. Uh-oh. Well, we know the police is compromised. I felt like her voice was shaking a little.
クルス。
なんでもない。大丈夫。
It's nothing. I'm fine. It was too dark to see clearly, but I could tell that she had her hand on her face. Finally, I realized that she was holding back tears. I swore at myself. Of course she is, damn it. She got stabbed in the stomach. Of course she's scared. Neither of us said anything for a while. I couldn't bring myself to say another word. Nothing I said would be right, and it felt like it would hurt her. I couldn't see her face. I didn't know she was crying. But even if she wasn't crying, she might as well have been.
タクル？
I don't know how long I was silent for. My eyes had finally gotten used to the dark. By the time she whispered,
言うとね、ラブレターもらったんですって。今野さん、覚えてる？
Yuto said he got a love letter from Kono-san. Do you remember her?
Huh?
I didn't. I tried to remember May. She wasn't expecting an answer.
5年生の時から同じクラスの。一度、優斗が休んだ時にプリントを持ってきてくれたメガネをかけた子。
They'd been in the same class since 5th grade. Yuto was out sick once, and she brought him the day's handouts. She wears glasses.
それをクラスの男の子にからかわれたらしくて、それでユイが
One of the boys in class made fun of him for it, and then Yui said, and she started to go on in a quiet voice. She told me that Dad had been busy lately, that he was being as obnoxious as ever, that she had ordered him to stop drinking for a week today. That Yui is still afraid of men, that she'd made friends with a boy in her class, that Yuto wasn't getting any taller. He said it didn't bother him, but it obviously did. The air conditioner in the living room wasn't working well, and she and Yui had cut Dad's allowance to buy one, that the two of them were saving up their own allowance too. That the old woman who was a regular at Alba Clinic, the one who taught Caruso how to sew, wasn't doing so well lately. That she'd mixed up a clothes hanger with a clothespin, and one of the patients had laughed at her. I listened to her for a long time, only speaking occasionally. Her voice gradually got softer. Eventually, I realized that she was talking in her sleep. Then I realized something.
そうか。
So that's it. Krista was telling me everything that had happened here in the 6 months I'd been gone for. What happened at home. What Dad, Yui, and Yuto had been up to. She'd been saying all this because she wanted me to know.
それでね
And then... As I wait for her to finish her sentence, I hear her soft breathing. She'd fallen asleep. I slowly stood up, careful not to make a sound. I adjusted the blanket over her once more and went to leave.
たくる
ん
事件を追うのは
If you're still thinking about chasing that case. She was probably talking in her sleep. I heard the rest as I left the room and I understood what she was saying all too well. My room hadn't changed at all since I'd left half a year ago. I still had the same old bookshelf, same old desk, and the same old bed. Everything was just as I remembered it.
本当にびっくりするくらい何も変わってないな。
It's honestly amazing how little has changed. Wow, he has a lot of, like, I don't know if that's book, mangas, light novels, DVDs. I don't know. He has a lot of them. I figured it would either have been turned into a storage room or be covered in dust.
そっか。スマホは
Oh, right. My phone is... I checked my pockets for my phone only to realize that I dropped it at the hospital. And that those two weird people had picked it up. I couldn't do it. I tried to remember what happened to the hospital, but instead I found myself thinking about the girl in the next room. My body was tired. My brain was telling me I needed to think about everything that had happened tonight, but I felt too exhausted. So I took out the scrapbook from its usual spot on the shelf. The same articles, same incidents from the past I'd seen so many times, so I was tired of reading about them. The newspaper articles from around 6 years ago during the Shibuya earthquake. The title was Robbery at a Refugee Shelter? My parents' names were in the article. Miyashiro Saneo, Miyashiro Eriko. The article said that 2 of them had been killed by an unknown assailant. When I found out about this several months ago, I left the dorm and went to live in Miyashito Park. I've been told about my parents' death when I woken up from my coma about a year after the earthquake. My dad and Caruso told me that they died because of the earthquake. I closed the scrapbook and put it back on the shelf. The fact that my parents were murdered so simply dying of the earthquake was a shock to me. Wait, what? Well, I think it was a lot less of a shock than Dad and Caruso expected. I experienced the earthquake personally. I'd seen for myself how awful the looting and robbery was. My parents had neglected me and spent all their time at work. Neglect, a type of abuse. In this case, refers to parental neglect to a child. Examples of neglect include failure to provide food, failure to provide care during a time of illness, failure to provide a child with a sanitary environment, failure to show interest in a child, a failure to provide any type of general care. Neglect can also be shown to the elderly and assailed by those in a position to care for them. The 5.5 years that had passed since their murder crushed any desire I had to find the killer and take revenge. No, maybe I never would have wanted to take revenge in the first place. My curiosity just made me want to find them.
そんなことより僕は
The thing that really hurt me was, it was a shock to me that Dad and Caruso were keeping it a secret. There were 2 rules at Alba Dorm. After dinner, everyone would gather around the table to talk, and no one was allowed to keep secrets. Just before I'd left, we had a huge fight. During the fight, Caruso told me that she didn't want to make things any worse after I'd woken up from my coma. At the time, that sounded like nothing but an excuse. I thought we weren't supposed to keep secrets, Caruso. I called her by her last name. By the time I calmed down enough to think about how she must have felt, I'd already moved to Miyashita Park. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Oh no. Knocks at the door are never fucking good, dude. Well, at least it wasn't like the rhythmic knock. So I suppose we're in the clear.
はい
Yes?
私入っていい？
It's me. Can I come in? It was Yui's voice. I told her she could come in. The door opened slowly.
どうした
What is it?
ちょっと
Nothing. The 2 of them were together like usual. He looked like he was so tired he could barely stand. The only reason she brought him was probably because if he woke up in the dark alone, he'd be scared. There's another sight that brought back a lot of memories.
久しぶりタクルに
It's been a while, big bro.
ああダメだろこんな時間に
Yeah, you know you shouldn't be up this late, right? I didn't know how late it was exactly. It was probably long past 3 a.m.
ちょっとくらいいいじゃん。ののね、大丈夫そうだった？
It's only for a little, so who cares? Anyway, is Big Sis gonna be okay?
今は寝てるよ
Yeah, she's asleep now.
そっか、よかった。
I see. Thank goodness. Yui looked truly relieved.
まったく、ののねもいくら日課だからってあんな時間にお参りなんて行くから。
Sheesh, I know she does it every day, but she shouldn't have been going to visit the memorial at that hour.
タクル兄からも言っといてよね。
You tell her too, okay?
クルスがお参りだって
Caruso was visiting the memorial?
うん、帰ってきた時にそう言ってたよ。
Yeah, that's what she said when she got back. My heart skipped a beat. What was Caruso doing? How much could she?
あ、タクル兄ちゃん。
Oh, big bro. He just suddenly opened his eyes.
どうした
What's wrong?
なんでも。
Nothing. He put his head against Yui's shoulder and stopped moving. Yui sighed and held Yuto up so he didn't fall over.
タクルに何があったか知らないけどさ、
Big bro, I don't know what happened, but
とっとと帰ってきてよね。お風呂の掃除当番溜まってるんだから。あと買い出し当番も。
come back already, okay? You've got a lot of bathroom cleaning to do. Oh, and shopping too. I froze, unsure of what to say. Yui gave up on holding him steady and put him on her back.
部屋綺麗でしょ。のの姉がいつも掃除してるから。
The room's nice and clean, isn't it? Big sis cleans it all the time.
じゃあおやすみ。
Anyway, good night.
あ
I slid my hand across the desk. There wasn't a single speck of dust. The second I saw this, felt a sharp pain deep in my nose and my vision blurred. I sat down, unable to stand. I felt the familiar sensation of the chair and stared at the wall seen a million times before.
なんだよ。
Damn it. Why? When I left here, the biggest thing that I felt wasn't rage of being betrayed by Dad and Caruso. It was that I was different than everyone else. After I'd gotten so sick of the wrong sides in elementary school that I just stopped going altogether, and after my parents had neglected me, this was the one place in my life that had been different. Caruso, Yui, and Yuto had all lost their parents in the earthquake, just like me. This was a family made of people who'd all gone through the same thing. But I was different. I wasn't just a victim. I was a victim whose parents had been murdered. I was the one person who was different. I was special. I wasn't like everybody else. Damn it.
弟というか家族でもなんでもないじゃんか。僕たちは
Sister. We're not actually family, are we? Then the tears started to flow. In my head, I apologized to Caruso again and again as I sat there, unable to get up from my chair. And that's where we're gonna end it. Thanks for watching. We will be back most certainly.